Hi, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today we are doing green and Celtic tarot decks. This is a tag from Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. She tagged me, and thank you for tagging me. I'm always excited when people think of me. Thank you so much. I didn't have any Celtic decks that I know of. I'm not sure exactly, to be honest, what a Celtic, what like the requirements are for something to be Celtic. I have no clue, and I didn't have time to like really dig into any research about this. But I did have some. I did have some green decks, and when I started pulling them from my shelf, I realized I have a whole lot more green decks than I thought I did. I was I was like, whoa. So I stopped after, I think I got to about 10 and then I just stopped, but I have a lot. So let's start. Let's get started. First up, Mother Mort's Carnival of Souls. This is very green. The box is green. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell that from my lighting today because I have um, different lighting today, but you can see that this book is very green. Everything is green about this deck, even the ribbon. The edging is green and the cards have green foiling. So this is a US Games mass market deck, kind of a shadow work, I would say, deck with an interesting theme, but also interesting cards. Like the thing when you pull the cards, the messages in the guidebook are really thought provoking and intriguing, but very shadowy, I would say. So this one is really cool, but I love the green foil. Do I have any with green foil on the edges? I don't think so. I think this is it, but it's fantastic. This is the Mother Mort's Carnival of Soul. Very, very, very green. Next up, Tarot of the Master. This is a Los Scarabeo tuck box deck, and they're very green. So the backs have green borders, and the guy is even wearing green. And then the fronts, yeah, you can see they have green borders. So they are extremely green. and the cards, this is a not a Soprafino, Vachetta recolor. So the original one of these was black and white, or it just had line work. I think what they had available of the original is just the line work, no color. So people recolor this in all kinds of ways, and this one I think is very soft and beautiful. I really love the recoloring of this one. It just reminds me of like old storybooks and things. I have a couple recolors of this, but this is probably my favorite, and I do enjoy the green borders. I know a lot of people cut them off, but I actually really love them. It's a green I can get behind, you know? This is definitely a green I like. So this is the Tarot of the Master. I am pretty sure that this deck is out of print now, but if I find a link on Amazon, I'll put it below. Otherwise, I'll just put out of print. So that's Tarot of the Master. The next one is the Treekeepers Oracle, and I'm just going to go back and forth between Oracle and Tarot today because I don't have any order. I just have them out here in a stack. So I'm just going to go through my stack. So this is the Treekeepers Oracle, written by Angie Sellens, artwork by Stephanie Law. This is a US Games production. You can find this one. This is mass market. It even came with a green bag to keep the cards in, which I do use. When I'm using these cards, I do keep them in their bags on my desk, and I keep the boxes put away. So even the inside of this box is very green and lush. And I kind of went back and forth as well between decks that are green in their, like, just that look green, have green backs or green borders, like the one I just showed, or decks that are very lush. And this one actually happens to be both. So it has, not only is there a lot of green in the cards, but it is extremely lush because it's the Tree Keepers. So we have a lot of trees and forests and forest beings and plant life, and all of that tends to be green. So we have a lot of green here. I love this deck. I think it's very beautiful. Sometimes it does make me slow down because um, the artwork is so delicate and fine that I have to like really pay attention to what I'm looking at. And I don't mind that. Sometimes I do want decks like that. You know, I just have to remember when I can use it and when I can't. Like, I'm not going to try to use this early in the morning when I'm just trying to get a message and go. But when I have time to actually sit and savor, I love this deck, and I like Angie Sloan's decks. I like her guidebooks. I like the messages that are usually in the guidebooks, so it's nice. And this one comes with a beautiful, beautiful artwork as well. Look how green that one is. Very lush. And this is again the Treekeepers Oracle. Look at the backs. Ooh, beautiful. So green and luscious. Okay, here's my first indie so far. This is the Southern Botanic Oracle by Stephanie Williams Ung. This one is, I chose this one because I have the Southern Gothic as well, but I chose this one because it's plants, and plants are green. They're green. So this one definitely is more, has more green. Backs are very green. I actually this came with a cloth, but it was too silky for me, so I couldn't keep it on the table, so I don't use it, but it's very green as well. Very, very beautifully green. And then we have these images, these paintings of southern plants that tend to be, I mean, the leaves are going to be green, right? Like the petals on the flowers, of course, can change color, but look how green that is. It's beautiful. And you have the Spanish moss, but also the lily pads and everything that look green. It's just, this is a beautiful deck. I don't use it enough, I think. This one doesn't have any green in it. This is a little bit of green, but not a lot. Um, but yeah, I think I should use this deck more. I use the Southern Gothic more. This one is wonderful as well. They're beautiful decks, really, both of them. And I also have the Poisons pack mixed in here somewhere. So if you see one without a number on the top, that's from the expansion pack. I think it's mixed in here. Yeah, here's one. So yeah, this is again, the Southern Botanic Oracle by Stephanie Williams Ung. You can find this one on Etsy. They might also have their own website. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I will put the Etsy link down below, of course, for you if you're interested. Next up is, this is the Flower Keepers Oracle, which is a oracle deck from the creators of the 78 Tarot Project. They run the 78 Tarot Publishing. And this one is one of their own created decks. They don't have, this not like multiple artists. It's just Katie Welsh that did the writing for the guidebook and the artwork. So I don't think that this one is gonna like be out of print or anything. You should be able to get this if you're interested, is what I'm trying to say. I know that the other ones, because they have contracts with the artists, they can only sell so many. But this one they made themselves. They published and made, created, and drew. It's very cute. Her artwork is cute. It's very busy. A little bit hard for me to see sometimes. And it's an affirmation deck. So you have baby blue eyes. I am open and vulnerable. I am rejuvenated and revitalized. I am motivated and encouraged. My only competition is myself. I listen to my inner voice. I am courageous and determined. And there's quite a few cards here, and all these little beings just kind of looking at us with the flowers. It's cute. Very, very cute. And the guidebook is great. It has lots of information in it. It talks about the little keeper of the flower there and gives you some more kind of just thoughts on the subject that it's talking about. So yeah, it's thoughtful and interesting and cute. It's very green, right? It came with this green bag. So yeah, it's very green, very, very green. I was like, I saw this and I was like, oh, I forgot I even had this, but it's so green. So yeah, this is very, very green. And I think I got this from Etsy. So I'll put that link down below. That's the Flower Keepers Oracle. If you have been here for a minute, you might have seen this deck once or twice. You know, I do love a Panda Tarot. I do love this deck. It's very green. It has bamboo everywhere. So the backs are bamboo with the panda paw print. And then the fronts have the bamboo borders at the top and the bottom. So the bamboo makes it very green. And then also there's some green in the artwork as well, some of their clothing. But for the most part, but even without the clothing, you have the green of the bamboo borders that just make it feel like a very green deck. Also, it's all happening in this jungle, which also feels very green. And in the middle of the day, it just feels very warm weather, sunny, summery. I love this deck. It's so happy. It just makes me happy to look at it. And I think part of it is this bright green, these bright green borders. So definitely had to bring this in for the green, for the green tag. Got the Panda Tarot on deck. And this is Los Scarabeo. You can buy this anywhere you buy your tarot decks. Another Los Scarabeo goodie is the Book of Shadows tarots, also with green borders. But this one has darker green. So the other one had like a brighter, more vibrant, verdant green. This one is more like a moss green. But this is the So Below, as a, what is the name of the deck? Hang on, let me get the box. Book of Shadows, Volume 2. So there's the As Above, and this one is the So Below. This one is by Barbara Moore, artwork by Ari Janello, Pastorello. I'm not sure if that's two artists. I never really looked into it, to be honest. Maybe because the As Above and the So Below have two different artists, but this one might just be one. I don't know. I'm not. I have no clue. But it's very green. The backs have the green border as well. So when you lay them out, you do get like a feel of green. So this is one of those decks that came directly to mind whenever when I thought green. This is one that came like popped right into my head because it has these green borders. And then also because it's the So Below, there's a lot of green in the artwork. So you can see this one is very green. And, so, there's also like plants and, a lot of things happening outside. Some things happening inside as well, because this is the very earthly element. Like, so the As Above, I think, is more celestial, and this one is very earthly. And so, as such, you get a lot of green. You get a lot of plant life and, yeah, stuff like that. So, yeah, it feels very, very green. I love this deck. This is one of those decks that, like, I don't even remember buying, but I feel like I've always had, and I just love it. I love reading with it, and every time I pull it out, it just feels kind of nostalgic for me, and just it reads so well, and it's just I like the interpretations on the cards. I like Barbara Moore's decks anyway, so. But this is the So Below of the Book of Shadows tarot set. There's a bigger box set of this too if you want both of them. I think you can get As Above and So Below in the box set, but the green one is the So Below because the As Above is a different color. I don't know what color because I don't have it, but I think it's a different color. All right, so that is the Book of Shadows, Volume 2. Way out of left field, this Christmas Pixie Whispers deck. This is another one that came to mind when I thought green decks because I've always thought that this deck was too green. Even this box is green. It's like it's not my favorite green, okay? It's not my favorite green. And then a lot of these cards have that green on them because it's Christmas, right? I just prefer red for Christmas than green. So every time I see it, I'm like, oh, so much green. But maybe you might feel differently. Maybe you might be like, it's not enough green. But for me, I feel like it's a lot of green. But yeah, this one definitely feels very green to me. I think maybe this feels more green to me because I want more red. But that's just me. So this is the Pixies Whisper. Because like here's a little red, but this is the Pixies Whisper. See, yeah, I love the way she decorated the slab that they're laying on with lights. I like this deck a lot, even though it's super green and it's not my favorite green. If I had to choose a green, it wouldn't be this one, but I do like this deck. I think it's fun. This is the second edition of the Christmas one. I'm not sure if the first edition is even still available, but the difference is that the second edition has the multiple backs, and the first edition just had one. They all had the same backs. I can't remember what the back was. It was one of these, and I don't remember which one it was. But I didn't get that one. I sold out on me because I was waffling back and forth of whether or not I wanted something so green, you know. And then when this one came back, I snatched it. I was very excited too, because I was like, no, I did want that. So yeah, and I'm glad I waited because it's fun to have the multiple backs. I can't get this back in the box. So this is the other deck that I was mentioning that has the green foil. When I was thinking, oh, I don't have another one with green foil, and then I was like, no, I do. I have this one. But this deck does make me think green. So it has the green foil on it, and then the book also has the green foil on the front and the side, right? And some green on the inside, on the edges here. The backs have the same treatment with the green foil. But my favorite is this green, lime green edging. Oh my goodness, with this dove gray back. It's so pretty, so beautiful. It's so well done, this deck. So this is a collage slash multimedia because it's like they've collaged in like the people, the pictures, and then there's some drawings happening in the background as well, some digital work. So I love this deck. It makes me happy to look at. It's a feel good deck for me. All Black people, but they've been grayscaled. And I just love this. I love the look of it. It's right. It's my style. It's my happy place for a tarot deck, you know, just like when you get one of those indie decks that just is it's given indie. You know what I mean? Like and even though this is an RWS clone, there's still a lot of like lush elements to it. A little bit of Caribbean flair on some of the cards that give a little bit of lushness to them. Um, this is beautiful. And it does feel very green. When I think about this deck, I think about green. I think about these edges. I think about this back. I think green. So yeah, definitely, definitely fits into my green decks motif here. Look at that. And that's the Onyx Tarot. You can buy this one on Etsy if you're interested. All right, this is the Tarot of the Witch's Garden. Also, this is fitting into that. There's green on the box, on the cards, but also it's very lush, right? So even though some of the cards are not all green, you can see all the green happening here. Even though some of the cards are not like all done in green, or they don't have like a green border or anything like some of those other decks that I showed. Look at these backs. They're very lush because they're all happening in a garden or in the forest in the witch's garden. So you can see there's lots of sort of lush elements and lots of green in the cards. They're not all green, but there's lots of grass and plant life and forest and things like that happening in these cards. So they just feel, especially cards like that. She's got on a green cloak. So I find that the artist used a lot of green to kind of, you can see the artist used quite a bit of green to illustrate the cards, which make them feel very lush. And yeah, there you go. And makes me think green when I think about this deck. That one, so pretty. These cards are really beautiful. I got them and I used them and then I stopped using them for some reason. And I think it's time to pull them back out because look how pretty. They're very pretty. And again, this is Tarot of the Witch's Garden. Look at that. That's giving Witch's Garden right there, isn't it? This is a Llewellyn one. You can get this from Llewellyn. All right, the Green Witch Oracle. I mean, green in the title has to count, right? The cards aren't necessarily super green, but the backs are very green. See? So the cards fronts aren't very green, but the backs are very green. And it's the Green Witch Oracle. So I feel like it counts. So we're going to start, look, right on the top. We've got the cucumbers. So they're very green, right? There's lots of flora, lots of food. And I think of this as a food deck. Looks like something was sticky here. I think of this as a food deck because a lot of the elements on here are things you would find in a kitchen or things that are edible. So in my collection. This stays in my food deck collection. Look at all of these green things. So yeah, definitely feels very green to me. And it's the Green Witch Oracle. And these backs, come on, like, does it get more green? I feel like it doesn't get more green than this. I feel like this is the greenest. This is the greenest deck out of all of them, you know? Okay, so this one is the Cottage Witch Oracle with all of its expansions. I actually need to go through and remove the Christmas one so I can start using this and put the summer stuff in. But the summer expansion pack of this deck, let me just take some because there's a lot of cards here. The summer expansion pack. Look at your little snail eating the green leaf. The summer expansion pack in this one, it feels very green to me. There's lots of leaves and plants and things, but here you have pumpkin and you can see the leaves, poison ivy. There's a lot of green in this deck because it's a lot of plant life. And even, look, a turtle, even some of the animals, or like that snail eating, green things, because this is all like garden stuff. Like this vulture doesn't have any green in it, but that's the first one we've come to so far that didn't have any green, the turkey, no green. Here's the Christmas one, and all the Christmas ones tend to lean green as well. So yeah, I feel like this one, that one's no green. Yeah, it has a lot of green in the cards. So I would definitely consider this not only a green deck in color, but also a green deck in theme. It feels very, when I think green, I think plants and I think forest and I think this kind of stuff. Flowers, plants, lush things. And so this falls in that category for me. So again, this is the Cottage Witch Oracle. This is by Krista at Krista Chronicles here on YouTube. And you can find this on Make Playing Cards. And I'll put the link in the description box below. This is the Tarot for the Great Outdoors. This is the new edition. In case you're curious about the cardstock on the new one, they sent me this one for review, and I will be reviewing it soon. The cardstock is thicker. So you can see if you're curious about that and you wanted to maybe pick up, you were, if you were waiting to buy it till they thickened the cardstock, it's thicker now. This deck is very green and very lush. So it's green in the sense that it's lush. It doesn't have like a green back, or the cards are not all very green, but they do use a lot of green because it's all happening in the outdoors. And a lot of these outdoor spaces are forests and woods and lakesides like that where there's a lot of green. So you do find quite a bit of green in this deck. And I love this deck. This is one of my favorite decks of the year when it came out. Definitely on my standout decks of that year when it came out. And I still love this deck. Because it's been winter, I haven't been using my other copy. And now I just kind of I love this card. The 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. I just kind of want to wait until I can walk through them before I shuffle and start messing with this one. Because I don't want to have to put both decks back in order, because the other one is definitely not in order. I've been using that one. I just haven't used it in the winter time because it feels very summer to me. But look at that. See? So yeah, this is definitely a green deck in my opinion, or it's very verdant. It feels very lush forest and green in the sense of the theme of green. Maybe not in the color palette in these last couple of cards, but definitely in the theme. And even look, even the keyword cards are green. So that is the last one for my green tarot and oracle decks that I'm going to show here today. Thank you so much to Tarot and Oracle and of the Soul, or For the Soul, Tarot and Oracle for the Soul, for tagging me. I was really quite surprised at how many green decks I was able to come up with. At first I was like, oh, I'll only have a couple. This will be quick. Joke's on me. But then, it's fun to pull some of these out, especially the ones that I haven't looked at in a while, and just see the green. It's really, the color is a happy color, especially these brighter greens. And so, yeah, it was nice to get them out and just kind of lift my spirits a little bit. And this has been a fun tag. So thank you so much for tagging me. If you're interested in any of these decks, whatever I can find a link for, I'll put in the description box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding Tarot and Oracle. Would love to have you here with me. Hit the subscription and the bell because I got lots of stuff coming, walkthroughs, and I've been doing this tag. It's called, what is it called? Tarot March Madness. And those are all going to be rolling out this month. So you don't want to miss them if you're interested in stuff like that. It's definitely coming and it's been fun. So I'm excited for you guys to see those. Make sure you're checking the community tab because I'm posting there things for you guys to vote on and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for being here with me, all of you, and for participating. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye-bye.